Hi, my name is Zach Prague, and today is week two, and we will be looking at two different public administration theories that have been brought up in public administration today and relate them to a certain type of public administration. First, we are going to look at Elton Mayo and Max Weber. Both individuals were very influential in their ideas that ended up becoming very good theories that bosses use still to this day to provide better for their companies and manage a large amount of people. So first, we're going to look at Elton Mayo and Elton Mayo's theory of the Hawthorne effect, which is basically someone always looking over your shoulder and someone observing you at all times, which will increase productivity for temporarily and increase profit because this also can just induce stress on a lot of individuals because having someone looking over your shoulder all the time and just creates stress and it just adds you can't just do your own thing, but it does in fact provide higher profit in the short term, but in the long run it can also impact your employees and people can become very upset with this type of managerial style. And I have found that this is used a lot in the NCAA actually. I play basketball myself, and this has been used throughout my career in coaching styles. And one of the, I guess, biggest cases of this that a lot of people know happened actually this year in the March Madness tournament, where the head coach for Michigan State yelled at a player during a timeout, and a lot of people got upset because of how aggressive he was and how like he yelled at him. And but in fact, it actually made the player better, and he ended up playing good for the rest of the games. And this is a type of tactic just to someone's always like watching you. Like the coaches can watch you and make you a better player because they know they're watching you get better, and you know that you have to get better because they're watching you, and you can't slack off and you can't be lazy. And I think that goes the same way for the workplace because employees can oftentimes, when not being watched over, can be lazy and not get their work done, and it just creates a temporary increase in productivity, I believe. But you can see this be used widespread in the NCAA, I believe, not just in basketball and football, in all different kinds of sports. It is a type of coaching tactic as well as a managerial style. Next, we're going to look at Max Weber and bureaucracy. And bureaucracy is something that is based on a hierarchy. And a hierarchy is something where you always have someone to report to, such as like a pyramid. Um, People at the bottom of a pyramid have to report up and up and up and up, and vice versa. To get to the top, someone's always at the top. But even sometimes then they have someone to report to, as like the board of directors or something like that. And I think this is just a good idea for a managerial style because certain people always have someone to supervise or to look up to, and that creates a way of moving up and also, I guess, incentive to have to get the person's next job and the next person after that and move up. And I think it, like the last style, it has the same kind of effect because you always have someone supervising you and someone you have to report to. So you don't necessarily have someone looking over your shoulder at all times, but you have someone supervising you and you have to report to them and make sure you're getting your work done. And I think this creates an increase in profit over the long run, and very many different types of programs use this and companies use this. It is very rule based and regulations and procedures, but everything is made as a team, and actions by organizations members are recorded to improve consistency and accountability. And I find this being used a lot in criminal justice, actually, and in policing. The policing styles and how their, I guess, outfits work is they have someone to report to at all times. There's um, cadets have to report to someone else and work all the way up to the police chief, and even the police chief has someone to report to for the state. And that just is, it's very common in policing because it has such a military style of work, and I think it just creates someone always supervising you creates makes someone work harder, and I think that's a very good idea because it keeps people from being lazy and it keeps people from slacking off and it gets work done at a high level. And I believe that this is a very good theory given by Max Weber, and I look forward to learning more.